starting to stream. Let me hit record. There we are. Let's see if we can get some fun music to open up with. My goodness. It's a new version of TikTok. Here we are. Okay. Patty, dance with me. We're doing it. Couple of false starts. Look at her dance. That's the Vermont dancer. I hear they're really great dancers, especially the fiction writers. Oh my goodness. They're dancing in Vermont. Not my day. Not my birthday. Patty, when's your birthday?
May 26th.
Okay, you come back then.
Okay.
Smile. So much style. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, da, 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 da. Okay, let's give the Suno Orchestra a little break. Thank you to Suno for that. I appreciate that. I'm Bonnie D, back with HB2U. It's November 4th. Patty, where is the year going? I can't believe it. You probably can't believe it. But first, Patty L is Lee, L-E-E, and I want you to tell people who you are, what you do. You have a fascinating background. Give me a 3-minute crunch on your bio. Go ahead, Patty, and welcome.
3 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Patti Lee. I am an author in my spare time. In my 9 to 5 job, I work for a statewide nonprofit, but I prefer my author time, and I really wish I had more time to do that, but I do not. So I have one book written between February and November out. You can find it on Amazon now. That's a fabulous book. It's gotten a lot of great feedback.
Hold it
It's
up
a
again. Hold it up again. I want people to really see it.
sure, sure.
Between February. That's a lovely, lovely title. Wow.
It is, and I love the cover. The cover
Yeah.
photo is just beautiful too. So this is a little bit of a kind of a love story about Layla and Alan, who have a
Mm.
long marriage, and there's always some hiccups in the road, and so there was little hiccups. So this kind of story tells about their hiccup, and it goes back and forth in time, does some time jumps, but I've gotten, like I said, a lot of great feedback for this. This is a couple of years old, but I've gotten a lot of traction in the last like year and a half. So
Wow.
it's really, I know.
That's
So
called a shelf life, right? That's called a long shelf life.
yeah, it really is. I'm really excited about that. And then, so this is through Rock Hill Publishing. James Hill is my publisher there.
I know James
And
well. Mm.
yeah, I love James. He's such a nice guy. And then I just finished working on another book called Tanya, We Have a Problem, which is again a more women's fiction, contemporary fiction, just like this, where this is a little more kind of dramatic. Tanya, We Have a Problem is a little more quirky and fun. Tanya is a mid-30s woman who happens to wake up with not her husband beside her in the morning one morning, and she has to figure out she had a little too much to drink the night before, I think. And well, I
Oh,
know I wrote it, so but she then has to figure out how to get this man out of her bed before her husband comes home because he's due home very soon. And she has a ride or die actually named Bonnie. And
oh,
they just get into some capers and some trouble, and it's a really fun book, and I really can't wait for it to make it out into the world.
sounds
Yeah,
lovely. And I hope you'll
yeah,
send me an ebook when you're ready because I'd love to read it as well.
I would love to
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
Patty, I'm going to
Thank you.
formally open the show now, and
Yay.
here we go. Pop the confetti, light the candles fast. Patty, I told you don't light the candles near the computer. Tell the children, please. It's happy birthday to you and you and you, and we hope it's a blast. Bonnie D on her scarlet mic. What other kind of mic would I use? And my guest co-host, Patty L. Lee, too, dishing celebration gold with a fun point of view. That's POV, but it doesn't rhyme with two, so I had to say it out. From icons on the screen to social stars who soar, we'll share what they're known for and some of their pre-fame lore. That's what they did before they got famous. Wacky holidays you've never heard before, plus music milestones in history you're bound to adore. Great trivia, by the way, if you want to lighten it up at meetings and social events and even wedding parties. Tell people all the stuff you heard on the show. We've got candles and sparklers in the other room and frosting on the cake, a delicious recipe that only Patty and I could bake. So buckle up, darlings. A fun show is in store. HB2U is lighting up November 4th with glam and bam and so much more. And I'm going to start it off with, well, this is an interesting one. Patty, we're going to start off with music history events, and I've got a very interesting one today, November 4th, 1963. That's dialing it back a couple of decades, half a century. Newsweek, I think it's still in publication. It had a story on a new singing sensation, a musician named Bob Dylan. He was only 22. And the famous song that we all know, Blowing in the Wind, they said he stole it. And the theory went there was a rumor that it was written by a young lady named Lori Wyatt at Milburn, New Jersey High School. Okay. He says that he wrote the song and she denies authorship. So neither one of them is ponying up to this rumor. But a lot of students say, we heard it from Lori before Bob Dylan sang it. So Bob Dylan never really addresses it, but in his 1964, the track The Restless Farewell, on the Times They Are Changin', he sings, and the dirt of gossip blows in my face, and the dust of rumors covers me. Do you think, as a writer, Patty Lee, do you think he handled that well?
I do. I do. I think that there's something to be said about putting to words on paper feelings and thoughts, and nobody knows but you still get it out.
There you go. You're going to take us to the same day in music history. Go. What you got?
Yes. So on this, again, November 4th, 1963, when the Beatles played London's Royal Variety performance with the Queen Mother and Princess Margaret in the audience, John Lennon, that cheeky man, says, will the people in the cheaper seats clap their hands and all the rest of you rattle your jewelry? Rattle your jewelry
That is a
to the Queen.
famous line, and I didn't know when it was said, but I was happy to find that one. Let's move ahead 9 years to 1972. What? With reggae catching on in America, Johnny Nash's I Can See Clearly Now hit number one on the Hot 100. It was the first reggae tune to top the chart. Congratulations to singer Johnny Nash.
That's
Oh my.
amazing. I know that song too.
Yeah, I think we all do, but I'm trying not to
Yeah.
sing it. And you want to sing a little?
No,
No.
I would break all the speakers
I
in the
saw those
area. I
eyes
can't.
go, no. Okay, Bonnie, that's fine. You've
Yeah.
got the next one.
In 1983, Paul Simon, I love Paul Simon, releases his sixth solo album, Hearts and Bones. The title track is about his new bride, actress Carrie Fisher. I did not know that Carrie Fisher and Paul Simon were married.
I
I feel
didn't
like I'm pretty
either.
up on pop culture, but I did not know that.
Well, you got to come and be a co-host here on my show to find all this out. That's what I said. Trivia, exciting people, raising what I call the conversational bar. And let's go 1 year later to 1984. Prince kicked off his Purple Rain tour in all places, Detroit, Motor City. His opening act is the fabulous Sheila E., drum extraordinaire,
Yes.
who sang the song that Prince wrote, The Glamorous Life. It reached number 7 in the US the previous month. And I have to tell you something. When I was living in Durham, North Carolina, Patty, several years ago, and many years before I left, which was 3 years ago, I found out about a concert at a it was like a warehouse that used to be a distribution center in a shopping center in a not great part of town. And there was a
Okay.
concert that was supposed to be featuring Sheila E. And I had a friend, somebody I was seeing at the time, and it was his birthday. And I said, I'll buy tickets. They were $30, something like that. We walk into this place like a gymnasium, and there were folding chairs everywhere. And there's a stage out in the middle, on the back. And we find out this was a performance, a production, Patty, put on by a music school that was featuring their singers, their drummers, their guitar players, and acts from the school
Mhm.
leading up to Sheila E. It was
Okay.
about 3.5 hours later that
Oh
she
my
came on. They
gosh.
had food trucks outside. They were selling tickets to have pictures taken with Sheila E. And she came on the stage in, I think, purple velvet pants, bell bottoms. And the outfit was we just it was worth waiting, believe me. She kicked off her shoes on the stage and
Oh,
she's
wow.
going from drum to drum to drum, the kettle drum and the regular and the snare drum and the whole drum kit. And she's singing and walking around.
Yeah.
And they let us take pictures. I don't know
Oh,
where I put the
wow.
pictures, but it was quite an event seeing Sheila E. perform in person. So,
I can
oh,
imagine.
that
Yeah,
was
she was
fun.
amazing.
Yeah,
Memorable for sure.
absolutely.
Yes.
You've got the next one.
And on this day in 1990, Buddy, the Buddy Holly Story musical tribute opens on Broadway. His plane crashed on February 3rd, 1959, killing him, Richie Valens, J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson, and pilot Roger Peterson. The date became known as the day the music died. So
Yeah,
true.
that was sad. So many good songs from That'll Be the Day That You
Mm,
Make Me Cry. I'm not going to
mm.
kill it. Okay. 1991, the next year, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced its seventh number seven class of inductees, including, wow, what a roster. Jimi Hendrix, Booker T and the MGs, Sam and Dave, the Yardbirds, the Isley Brothers, Johnny Cash, and Bobby Blue Bland. I wonder if they're, wow, I'd like to see and follow up what the first class of inductees were and
Mhm.
today. Very impressive. Oh
Right,
my,
different. I know.
goosebumps. Yeah.
And in 1992, Elton John and Bernie Taupin signed a $39 million songwriting deal. $39 million in 1992. I can't even imagine what that is now. Publishing giant Warner Chappell, the largest such deal up to that time. That's amazing.
1992. So if you add
Mm.
8 years and we're now in 25, 25 and 8, 33, that's a third of a century. It must be, a,
Twice as much at least, I would
oh,
say.
I'm guessing it's over 100 million by now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
let's fast forward all the way to 2015, which is only 10 years ago from today. Chris Stapleton at the CMA Country Music Awards wins New Artist of the Year, Male Vocalist of the Year, Album of the Year for his solo debut, Traveler. Boy, he traveled fast in those circles, didn't he?
I guess so.
Oh
Up
my.
and comer. And
Yep.
in 2016, Justin Timberlake and Gwen Stefani voiced characters in the animated film Trolls. I've never seen it. Have you
I
seen
don't
that?
even know.
Timberlake plays Branch, a paranoid troll in love with a princess, and Stefani voices the resident disc jockey DJ Suki. That sounds fun. That sounds
I think
fun.
we ought to see that. I'm going to
We
put that on my
should.
list. I bet it's streaming somewhere, somewhere,
I'm,
somewhere.
I'm sure.
Let's go to celebrity birthdays. I'll kick this off with Matthew McConaughey and the as charming and sexy and interesting as he is, it's really tough spelling his last name. I got to tell you, I had to look very careful. It's McConaugh, like the part of laugh without the Ley. He's
Mm-hmm.
56 today. His breakthrough supporting film role, not as a leading man, but he got known as a supporting actor in the coming of age comedy Dazed and Confused in 1993. His first leading man success was A Time to Kill in 1996. That was a legal drama. Then the sci-fi Contact in 1997. Then the historical drama Amistad in 1997. That was two movies in the same year. Wow, he was busy all of a sudden. And the
Yeah.
war film U-571 in 2000. Next, he went into romantic comedies, and I think this is where I know him from. I don't know about you, Patty. The
Mm-hmm.
Wedding Planner in 2001, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 2003, Failure to Launch in 2006, Fool's Gold, and boy, he was busy. 2008, and Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, 2009, establishing him as a woohoo sex symbol. He starred also in the drama The Lincoln Lawyer, which became a TV show with somebody else in 2011. He played a stripper in 2012's Magic Mike and a fugitive in 2012's movie Mud. Happy birthday, Matthew McConaughey.
Indeed. That's quite a roster of movies there. I
56? You
I
know,
know.
and he does commercials for cars. Have you seen them?
I Cadillac, yes. I
Yeah.
isn't it Cadillac? I'm pretty sure
I
it's
think
Cadillac.
so. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. The only
Yeah.
thing I haven't seen from him on this list is Magic Mike. I've never seen any of the Magic Mike movies, but
I saw the
we'll see.
first one. It was pretty
I
cool.
might have to look into that.
Oh, yeah.
So moving on, Ralph Macchio, 64. I can't even believe that. The Karate Kid.
No.
He played Daniel LaRusso in four Karate Kid films. We were just talking to my grandkids about this about 2 weeks ago. Four Karate Kid films from 1984 to 2025, and in Cobra Kai from 2018 to 2025, which was a sequel TV series.
Hmm.
He played Johnny Cade in Francis Ford Coppola's 1983 ensemble film The Outsiders. Saw that. Oh my gosh,
Mm.
that was great. And Bill Gambini in Joe Pesci's 1992 film My Cousin Vinny. Saw that too. On
Good.
TV, he appeared in Eight is Enough from 1980 to 1981.
Didn't know
I
that.
loved that show. Did you used to watch that show?
I think so.
Oh, I loved
Yeah.
that show. Crossroads in 86, Ugly Betty from 2008 to 2009, and The Deuce in 2017 to 2019. He received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2024.
Just last year.
Yeah,
Interesting.
just amazing.
The big debate is it Machio or Macayo or Macchio? And I don't think
Oh,
anybody knows how to pronounce his name, but you said it the way I like to say it, so that's good. Happy birthday, 64. Boy, time has
I know.
passed. Let's go to somebody who could be Ralph M's brother by another mother. Jeff Probst is 64 today. Also, they were both born the same year on November 4th. TV presenter, producer, young adult fiction. Did you know he was a writer, Patty?
Did not know that.
I didn't know that
He's,
at all. I don't have anything about what he writes, but anyway, he has hosted the American version of the reality TV show Survivor. That's where we know him from. He hosted the CBS syndicated daytime talk show, the Jeff Probst show, which only lasted about 6 months, but
yeah.
it's in here in his bio. I didn't even know whether to say it. He
Hmm.
hosted the VH1 series Rock and Roll Jeopardy for 3 years. That was a good one. And he
Yeah.
was a correspondent for Access Hollywood. I think I knew that. People magazine named him one of the 50 most beautiful people in 2001. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's a handsome man. I didn't know he did all that. I only knew him from Survivor. I've got to be
Yeah.
honest.
We
Yeah.
gotta find out what kind of young adult fiction he writes. That might be something to look at.
Right.
You've got to start us off now on the in memoriam celebrity birthdays. There are a lot of
Yeah.
them today.
There are. So Will Rogers, from 1879 to 1935, he died at the age of 55, was an American vaudeville performer, actor, and humorous social commentator. He was born as a citizen of the Cherokee Nation in the Indian Territory. I did not know that.
No.
Now known as Oklahoma, and is known as Oklahoma's favorite son. As an entertainer and humorist, he traveled around the world 3 times. I won't even make it around the world once, and he did it 3 times. Made 71 films. I knew he was busy, but I had no idea he made
No.
71 films. 50 of them were silent films, and wrote more than 4,000 nationally syndicated newspaper columns. Did not know that either about Mr. Will Rogers. By the 1930s, he was popular for his political wit and was one of the higher paid Hollywood film stars. That's
Did
amazing.
you know that? I just thought
Did
he was
not.
a raconteur. I didn't know he was in vaudeville and that he wrote news. I must
I
have missed
didn't.
that bio.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, happy birthday past, Will Rogers. Wow. And we have another very interesting man. I think everybody knows this name. Walter Cronkite was born today in 1916, lived to 2009. He checked out at the age of 92, as my mom, who lived to 100, would have said, too young, too soon, she would have
Too
said if he
soon.
died at 92. American broadcast journalist. He was the anchor man for CBS Evening News from 1962 to 81. That is almost 20 years. During the 60s and 70s, he was called the most trusted man in America. That's a long gone away phrase. No comment. After an opinion poll said so, he reported from 1937 to 81 from a whole host of events around the world, the bombings in World War to the assassinations of President JFK, civil rights pioneer Martin Luther King, Beatles musician John Lennon. These were all people who were taken out way too soon. He did extensive coverage of the American space program, from Project Mercury to the moon landings to the space shuttle. He's known for his departing catchphrase, and that's the way it is, followed by the date of the broadcast. I should close this show with, and that's the way it is on November. Maybe I'll do that today. Will you remind me? Okay.
I'll try. I love the way you said that too. That was
We'll do
really
a
great.
Cronkite moment. Thank you. Don't encourage me. It's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, the next in line is Doris Roberts from 1925, and she to 2016. She passed away at the ripe old age of 90. I remember her. She was an
Yes.
actress whose television and film career spanned 7 decades. She was known for her role as Mildred Krebs in NBC's Remington Steele from 1983 to 1987, and we all know her probably best as Marie Barone, from
Hmm.
Ray Barone's show Everybody Loves Raymond. That was from 1996 to 2005. Oh my gosh, that was such a long time ago. I feel so old.
I know.
She played opposite Tyler Perry in Medea's Witness Protection. Is it Medea or Medea? Medea? I've never
Whatever
seen
you
any of
want
her.
it to be. I say Medea. I'm
It's
with you.
Medea today in
Okay.
2012. And she was a guest on talk and variety shows and a panelist on game shows. She's a hoot. I just loved her. She was so funny and
Me too.
entertaining.
There was
Yeah.
something motherly, grandmotherly about her. She spoke, and you just wanted to listen to whatever her character. And sometimes you thought it was just her saying it, didn't you?
It's
She
so
was in
true.
Remington Steele with, come on, who's the Pierce Brosnan? I think
Pierce Brosnan.
she was
Yeah.
his secretary or his assistant or something in Remington Steele. I think it was a detective agency or something. Don't
Yeah.
nobody be mad at me if I don't remember it right. Yeah, Doris Roberts, R.I.P. My goodness. And here's
Mm.
another wow, well-known actress, Loretta Swit. Swit with one T. Interesting. She was born today in 1937. She lived till this year, 2025, at 87. She said bye-bye. Stage and TV actress known for her characters, including head nurse Margaret Hot Lips
Hot
Houlihan on
Lips.
MASH. Of course, we remember her. She
Hmm.
was one of only four cast members on MASH for all 11 seasons on TV from 1972 to 1983, along with Alan Alda. We all know him, Jamie Farr. I don't remember the fourth one, William Christopher. Do you remember who he played on MASH? I don't
Um,
remember.
he was one of Alan Alda's buddies. I can't think of his name, but he took over for somebody else, but I can't remember his name.
Okay.
Oh, no, unless he was the I don't remember. Don't ask me. Don't
Okay.
ask me,
Well,
Bonnie. Sorry.
R.I.P. Loretta Swit. There you go. And you got one
Exactly.
more for
Yeah.
us.
And then we're down to Marky Post. She was born in 1950 and died at the age of 70 in
Hmm,
2021.
too young.
She was an American actress, best known as bail bondswoman Terry Michaels in The Fall Guy on ABC from 1982 to 1985. I remember watching that show. Public defender Christine Sullivan on NBC sitcom Night Court. Remember that show too.
Yep.
And that was from 85 to 92. And then Georgie Ann Lottie Hartman on CBS's sitcom Hearts of Fire from 1992 to 1995.
Did you ever
She,
see that one?
I
Did you
did
ever?
not. I've
I
never
don't think
heard
I
of that
did.
one. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Mm-mm. She also played Barbara Bunny Fletcher, mother of Detective Aaron Lindsay, played by Sophia Bush on NBC drama series Chicago PD from 2014 to 2017. I did not see that
Oh
either.
my goodness. I'm going to
I
give a
did not.
round of applause for them.
Yes. Oh,
There we go. Happy birthday to the ones who are still with us and the ones who left us too soon. There we go. That's our appreciation. Let's go to social media stars. Now, typically, I have to tell you, Patty, that
yes.
people don't make this list until they have at least 1.5 million followers. But some days when I'm researching for the show, the people who have the most views don't have a lot of followers. So my new rule of thumb is now I pick one. We have two YouTubes, one TikTok, and one Instagram star. They have to have at least 1.5 million views if they don't have that many subscribers. And 2 weeks ago, I
Okay.
had somebody who had over 1 billion views.
Oh my
I kid
gosh.
you not. So I'll start us off. Carl Bradbury, young man, is 29 today. Happy birthday, Carl. He has 4 million plus views for his video pranking people with song lyrics. Let's just leave that one alone. You're next, Patty.
That sounds fun though.
It does.
Next up from TikTok is Mike Raliuga. I'm
Good
sorry if
job.
I'm butchering his name, age 21, 3.9 million followers. I can't even imagine that many people interested in anything I'm saying. Post dance and lip sync performances. His timer selfie video with his family got over 3 million views. And I am so curious. I tried looking into find because I don't do TikTok. So I'm
Yeah,
looking into, I couldn't see the video. If anybody knows that video, send it to me because
I'll try to find it.
I'm so interested in what that would be.
I'm expecting that a timer selfie is when you set the timer on the
Right.
camera and it goes dot dot dot
Yeah.
dot, and then you all smile. But it was a video,
Yeah.
not a photo. That's interesting. On Instagram, we're moving over to a very young lady. She's 17 today, and her name is Aisha Ayshha Bao Bau. She has only 240,000 followers. Well, she's obviously just getting started at 17, Patty. We'll give her a
Mm,
break. But
yeah.
one of her videos got 14 million views.
Wow.
Just let that sink in. 14
That's
million views.
crazy.
What does she do? She posts beauty and fashion content featuring shopping haul videos. I guess that's when you put a lot of stuff in your cart and you pay for it. I don't know. Makeup look reactions. And okay, so people looking at her makeup and their reactions and GRWM, and I spelled it out in our notes, but I had to look
Yeah.
that up because that's Get Ready With Me video. So
Yes.
I thought I could do a Get Ready With Me because what I have to do to get ready for my live streaming shows, the earrings and the lipstick and the blush and all of that.
Right.
I don't know if anybody would care. One of her most popular videos got 14 million plus views. That's the one I talked about. It showed her canceling her Shine, Shein. That's an importer, I think, an
Yep.
imported e-commerce site. She canceled the order because it was taking too long. And 14 million plus people saw it, but she got
Right.
the package arrived anyway. That seems to be the way you cancel something for
Yeah.
valid reasons, and then
Yep.
it shows up eventually,
Mysteriously arrives 2 days later.
or a week or a month
Or
later.
a
Yes,
week.
I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Next up is YouTube, Danny LaDuca. He is 32 and he received 2.5 million plus views for his comedy skit video, Room Service Gone Wrong. Before his YouTube career, he worked at a movie theater and as a Starbucks barista.
Wow,
Fancy. If you
let's
want a cup of coffee, you can ask him.
we'll just give them a different kind of a track. They're a little after a lot of applause.
Mm.
Okay, so much for birthdays. Let's go to our wacky holidays. I have one and you have one. I like yours better, but I took the one that I didn't like as well because you're my guest. So, you
Oh,
know.
thank
So
you.
the first one, this is a little controversial because I don't get into the controversy here, but I'll do the good parts. National Easy Bake Oven Day. Patty, when you were a little girl, did you ever have an easy bake oven?
I did not. My sister had a Holly Hobby oven,
It's
but
probably very similar.
we did not have an easy bake oven. I
I think mine was, it reminded me of Betty Crocker, but apparently it was made by Kenner. So here's what happened. In 1960s, a salesperson named Norman Shapiro was working for Kenner Products. That's Kenner. And you know what happened? He went on a sales trip and he happened to look around. He saw street vendors who were selling pretzels, but people wanted warm pretzels. We all know they taste better that way. They had a
yes.
box or contraption that had light bulbs, and the light bulbs were keeping the pretzels warm, but not necessarily cooking them. And he came back and he said to the people at Kenner, I think that's a good idea. How about using incandescent bulbs that could bake cookies? And they said, what? Well, eventually he didn't give up. That Norman Shapiro had a lot of persistence and perspicacity, or whatever that word is, or somebody
Perseverance,
perseverance and resilience and all that good stuff
all
way
that
back
good
in the
stuff.
60s. That's 40,
Yes.
that's 60 years ago. Anyway, his idea reached someone named Ronald House, who was famous for give a show projector. I don't even know what that is, but
Me either.
using light bulbs and the right design, the baking temperature of these little ovens can rise to 350 degrees Celsius. And parents said, couldn't be anything wrong with a bunch of light bulbs in a box. I'll buy it for my kids. So they trusted it.
Ah.
Go ahead, talk to us.
In 1963, the Easy Bake Oven quickly became the hottest selling product with 500,000 sold in the first year. Oh my gosh. In 1963, it was $15.95. That's an outrageous price. No wonder we didn't have it. That's why I probably will have the Holly Hobby one instead. The first oven was offered in turquoise or pale yellow and came with a
Oh,
carrying handle and fake stovetop. Well,
now,
that's fun.
you have to remember the colors because you have another event coming up in 2 years down the line here that addresses that. Okay. In 2006, we're in modern times now. The Easy Bake light bulb was replaced with a coil because the government said light bulbs have to have better efficiency, much better efficiency. There was something else with the coil later on, but I didn't put that in the history. Now here, what happened in 2012, Patty? This is really important.
It is. So a 13-year-old girl started a petition for a gender neutral color for Easy Bake ovens. The oven is then released in black and silver, like your standard oven that you would have in your
Yes.
own kitchen. And by Christmas that year, the price of the oven was $55 in 2012.
So let's go from
$55.
15.95, so 16 bucks in
Mm-hmm.
1963, and then
Yep.
in 2012 it had risen to $55. So
Yeah.
that's a triple more than three times because 16 times 3 is 48, and this is
Yeah.
so is a little more than 300% increase. Wow. Maybe that's because they needed to make more colors. Who knows? In 2013, 30 million Easy Bake ovens and 150 million packets of cookie mix. I remember those cookie packages,
Mm-hmm.
and others had been sold. So it was still very popular in 2013. This is a long shelf life kind of a gift to give somebody.
It
Go.
really is, and you can bake the love and give it back to the people that gave you the gift. So, 2017, this day celebrates the Easy Bake Ovens kids love. The resale value of an Easy Bake Oven today depends on its age. The original 1960s models are potentially worth between $20 and $300. That's quite a difference in there. It depends on working condition and completeness. And then ovens from the 1970s are valued between $20 and $100. In the 1980 models are between $15 and $30, and 1990 models are between $10 and $45. The value increases with the original packaging and accessories like pans and cookbooks, and hopefully that you don't have the original little packets because I don't think that would be very
I don't
tasty.
think so. Let's give a little whistle here. Okay, there we go. No, that's the sad trombones, not for this one. Very, very interesting. I remember having one of those, I think, but I don't remember anything about what color it was, probably turquoise or yellow or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And nobody's around who would remember, and why would they?
Yeah.
So happy. All that said, happy Easy Bake Oven Day to everybody today. If you remember it, if you have one, you can bake some cookies and Patty and I'll
Yeah.
set up a lockbox somewhere and you can send it to us. You've
Yeah.
got the next holiday. This is fun too. Go
This
ahead.
is fun. It's National Candy Day. I had
Oh,
no idea.
I know.
It's what an amazing story too. 5,000 years ago, the story of candy begins in India. It was made from reeds that make honey without bees, which the Persians and Greeks later called it. These reeds were sugarcane indigenous to Southeast Asia.
Hmm,
Asia. Ancient Indians would boil the sugarcane juice and then turn it into individual pieces of sugar.
hmm.
And it was a primitive, dark, and semi solid sugar from which the word candy eventually derived from the Sanskrit word kanda. Early Indian sweets involved candying nuts, seeds, and fruits in sugar syrup, and rock candy was likely first made there. Amazing. 5,000 years
5,000.
ago.
Wow. And
Yeah.
I'm going to add a little more to that history. Before sugarcane was domesticated outside of Asia, honey was used in ancient China, the Middle East, Egypt, Greece, and Rome. And what did they do with it? They coated fruits and flowers to preserve them and turn them
Mm.
into a form of candy. Before the Industrial Revolution, candy was, I didn't know this, was used as medicine to calm the digestive system or cool the throat. Now we have lozenges today. These could have been the precursor to
Mm.
lozenges. I was coughing in the middle of the night and I keep a bag of Luden's cherry cough drops in the night table and I reached out of one and unwrapped it in my sleep and it stopped the cough and I'm mostly fine right now. So that's it. And digestive system, I wonder what, well, we have Tums. That's not it.
That's true. That's not the same. Yeah,
Some
but
people pop
uh,
them like candy.
they
So
do pop. My husband's one of those people who pop them like candy.
I use Pepsid Cool Mint flavor, and it's
Oh.
almost real, and you chew it, so
Hmm.
never mind. Okay, in the Middle Ages, candy was mostly consumed by the wealthy, and was made of sugar and spice and everything nice
Mm,
to aid digestive problems. So there was
right.
something in there. I bet it had ginger in it. Isn't ginger
Uh,
supposed to be very healthy?
it is. It is. And it's supposed to be good for the digestive system too,
I guess
ginger, when you
so.
have an upset
Okay,
stomach.
rescue
And
us.
yeah, in the 18th century, candy first came to America from France and Britain.
Ah,
Few colonists were skilled in sugar work, so only the wealthy could afford the treats. In in the 1830s, during the Industrial Revolution, technological advances allowed candy to be more accessible, including a new market specifically for children. Yes.
okay.
While some artisan sugar workers remained, candy stores were becoming an American staple across the country. Penny candy became the first thing a child would spend their money on, and candy store owners relied on the business of children and families to keep running.
I imagine in some of the westerns we see, if you see any old John Wayne movies in some of those, you see the kid going into the
Yeah.
general store and you
Yep.
say, "I've got 3 pennies, Mr. Smith. I want," and whatever it was. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they didn't talk like that, but
Yeah, and I'm sure when they made it the candy for kids, they took out all the kind of healthy pieces of the candy, and now it's just straight sugar.
which is why it tastes so good. In
Yes.
1817 in Yorkshire, England, or Yorkshire, Samuel Parkinson started making butterscotch as a hard candy. So that's Werther's and other companies
Yes.
probably derived from that.
Mm, I
Oh,
love butterscotch. And in 1883, David Bradley's candy store in New Jersey was flooded by a major storm. So he called the taffy saltwater taffy. I had no idea. I thought saltwater taffy was like an experiment, but it turns out it was like a catastrophe. And
right.
that's the epitome of turning lemons into
Into
lemonade.
lemonade.
Absolutely.
There we go. I had to get the horn in there somewhere. In 1941, M&Ms were invented by Forrest with two R's, Mars, who got the idea from seeing soldiers eating chocolate pellets with a hard shell during the Spanish Civil War. Isn't that interesting?
So
I
interesting.
I don't know
Yeah.
where they got the pellets with maybe the candy was made with, they put a little bit of wax. If you
Mhm.
want to make covered peanut butter candies for the holidays, you put a little bit of paraffin in melted chocolate and
Right.
then you quickly drip it on the peanut butter confectioner sugar, whatever else is in it with all the good stuff, and then it will harden and it makes a
Mm,
nice shiny shell.
yeah.
Oh, and you've got one more for us.
I do. So in 1960, Starburst candies were invented in the UK by Peter Phillips. Starburst candies, delicious, deliciousness.
Now we've got candy by the numbers, and you're going to do the first three, and let's just take turns here. So go ahead. You got the first three.
Okay, 65% of the total candy produced is consumed by Americans over the age of 18. I find that hard to believe, but then I thought to myself, well, kids can't spend that much money on the candy, so that's why.
There you go.
And then 65% of US candy brands were introduced more than 50 years ago.
Well,
That's
this goes
amazing.
back to some of our history. You got one
Right,
more. Go
right.
ahead.
And then 36 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolate are sold on Valentine's Day. 36 million. Boy, they sure knew how to break it in for that.
And that heart was such a great idea. In the
Yes.
1800s, here, this is interesting. In the 1800s, physicians commonly prescribed chocolate to patients with broken hearts.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't either. This was all in candy by the numbers.
Oh
I
my
found a
gosh.
list. I don't. Can you imagine? Maybe they put it in a little heart-shaped box and said, "Here, we'll unbreak."
Maybe.
Tony Braxton, unbreak my heart.
Unbreak my heart. I
Yeah,
just sang that over the weekend in my car.
oh, did you? I got to put it
I,
on. I love that. In 1875, Daniel Peter and Henry Nestle created milk chocolate. Nestle's makes the very best
Mhm.
chocolate.
Yeah.
And 2.8 billion pounds is the amount of chocolate consumed in the US each year. So 65% of the candy is consumed by Americans over 18, and we're talking 65% of 2.8 billion pounds. How much chocolate do you eat? Do you have a lot in your household?
I do not. If I had chocolate here, I'd eat it every day. I can't. I hide it in the freezer for my grandkids, but other than that, I try not to have it out because I will. I love chocolate. White chocolate is my favorite, though. I'm one of those.
I'll give you the white chocolate. I'm a dark chocolate, milk chocolate girl. I and
Oh.
semi-sweet. I keep a bag of Nestle's chocolate chips, semi-sweet, in the
Mm.
freezer. And if
Hmm.
I need a pick-me-up, I'll take a handful out of the bag, put it in a little cup, and stick it here on my desk. And while I'm working, yeah, and they melt. The frozen chocolate just
Yep.
melts in your mouth, and it
Hmm.
makes it like a little mini candy bar.
It's a
You've
little
got
treat for you. Good for
it.
you.
Well, it's a big treat, actually. I didn't tell you how big the cup was. Go ahead.
That's true. Oh,
Ah,
nobody knows but you.
no, no,
Um,
we're not telling.
22 pounds is the average amount of candy consumed each year by Americans. 22 pounds. That's
I don't believe
outrageous.
I can't. I can't.
That's a
Well, wait
lot.
a minute. Now, if a candy bar is 8 ounces, two small candy bars you buy at the checkout counter at the supermarket. If it's
Hmm.
8 ounces, I don't know. That would be a
Hmm.
pound. So if you did that 22 times, and there's 53 weeks in a year, so if every other week you bought two little candy bars, that would be 22 pounds of chocolate. So it's
So I guess one a week if you're looking at it that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they didn't say just chocolate though. It's all
Yeah, that's
candy.
true. You're absolutely right. Any candy. 2 ounces of milk chocolate is poisonous for a 10-pound puppy. We
Yep.
had we had a husky dog. We left. It was Christmas time, and he was a counter surfer, and he pulled the whole bag of those foil covered Santa heads off of the counter. He ate so much.
All
I
right.
did not get sick.
Hmm.
Did not get sick.
Hmm.
Thank God. But oh my gosh, that's when I learned that chocolate is bad for dogs.
My daughter
And
won't
then,
let her dogs near it anywhere. When she
mhm,
comes there, says, "Mom, make sure there's
yep,
nothing,
put
on
it
the counter,"
away.
because we
Yeah.
have a jumper too here, and he'll go
Hmm.
on the table or the
Sure
counter.
will.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, because they like chocolate too. They just can't eat it.
I
And then
know.
7 billion is the amount spent on chocolate every year. $7 billion spent on chocolate every year.
Imagine the Easy Bake Oven was $55 in its heyday. So I don't know what they were putting chocolate in it. 25 pounds of candy is eaten by every person every year in the U.S. Does this contradict the 22 pounds? I
I
think
just
this
saw
is
that.
later on. Yeah, this has to be
Mm-hmm.
more updated. These
Mm-hmm.
lists, I didn't verify this. I apologize. Well, the last fact is two is the number of M's on M&M's that stand for Mars and Murray, and I assume those are the people who found them, or maybe they're in the advertisement. Have you ever seen Mars and Murray?
I have not, but that would make sense because there's a Mars bar, right?
Yeah,
And I
we'll
wonder
have
if
to look
it's,
that one up. Patty,
yeah.
guess what?
What?
Let's
We're
dance
done
our way out.
already?
I'm
Oh,
inviting you back. You're wonderful. I'd love for you to come back and do it again. Do you like
so
that?
much fun. Yes,
Great.
it was fun. Thank you.
Hello to Mickey M.
Yeah.
Represents you, and James Hill, your publisher. Isn't James would like the show?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Tell him to get in touch with me. I'll give him a date.
I will.
Shine. Smile. So much style. Patti Lee, you're wonderful.
Thank you. You are. You are.
Thank you. Happy May birthday in advance, and we'll get you back. Let's
Thank
say
you.
thank you.